If you have ADHD and feel like you're constantly getting in your own way, you're not crazy, you're not lazy, you're not broken, you're running a brain with different rules. Rules that most traditional advice ignores. And that's why today I'm breaking down exactly why ADHDers self-sabotage more than neurotypicals or normal people and what you can do about it. Oh, and by the way, if you think that you don't need to fix self-sabotage because you've lived with ADHD your whole life or you're waiting until later to deal with it, stay with me because these are some of the biggest myths keeping you stuck. So we're gonna hit it off with the myths that many ADHDers tell themselves about self-sabotaging. So we'll do that and then we're gonna get into the whys. But these are important to recognize because if you don't recognize these things, then you're going to self-sabotage yourself and click off the video and go and get distracted somewhere else. So myth number one is I don't need to fix self-sabotage. I know what I'm doing. The reality is that knowing something isn't about the same as implementing it. ADHDers are experts at knowing exactly what needs to be done, yet struggle doing it. So that's not a strategy problem. It's a self-sabotage problem. How many times have you told yourself, oh, I just need to get my shit together? And yet here we are. We're still struggling with the same patterns, right? And the cost of this is this keeps you in the same loop of over-promising yourself results, failing to execute, and then beating yourself up for it. That cycle destroys your self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation for success. So that's myth number one. You don't know what you're doing. That's why you're here. Myth number two, I've lived with ADHD my whole life. I don't need help right now. Reality check. You've also struggled your entire life. The real question is, do you want to keep struggling or do you want to break the cycle? So think about it. How much time, money, stress has your self-sabotage cost you over the years? If you had solved this earlier, where would you be right now? Like, can you imagine the difference in possibility? Huge. Here's the real cost. Every month that you wait to fix self-sabotage is a month where you could be making more, executing faster, feeling better, not sabotaging, having the relationship of your dreams, having the body of your dreams, or having the business of your dreams, or all three, but instead you're stuck in the same loop. Myth number three is I'll fix my self-sabotage later. Like, oh, I'll just wait until next week, or I'll just do this tomorrow, or I'll just do this like any other time that is not now. So reality check, waiting to fix self-sabotage is self-sabotage. The longer that you wait, the more damage it does to your business, your finances, your mental health, your relationships, everything. And how many opportunities have you already lost because you've put this off? How much longer are you willing to let self-sabotage run the show? And this belief is your biggest enemy. It makes time your biggest enemy. The longer you delay, the deeper the habits become. It's like interest. It's like having a debt with 30% interest each year, but instead of compounding wealth, it's compounding regret. So myth number four, before we get into this, is I don't have the money. I should just invest in a business coach or a VA instead, or a virtual assistant, or somebody to take this off my hands. If you don't fix self-sabotage first, you won't execute on the strategies from a business coach effectively. And if you're avoiding important tasks, hiring a virtual assistant is not going to solve the root problem. So ask yourself, how much money have you already lost because self-sabotage made you procrastinate, miss opportunities, or undercharge for your work? The cost here is you're just going to chase external solutions for an internal problem. Business strategy won't work if you can't consistently take action. It won't work if you're self-sabotaging the work that you create. So this is why we're going to get into it. So why ADHD is self-sabotage more? The brain science and the real costs. So number one is low dopamine or motivation paralysis. Why this happens? ADHD brains have a lower baseline dopamine levels. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation, for reward, and task initiation. Neurotypical people get a dopamine boost just from starting a task. ADHDers, we don't get that boost until the task is already urgent or exciting. So the cost of this is constant procrastination on things that don't feel urgent and feeling frustrated that you can't force yourself to start and losing money and opportunities because of last minute scrambling. And the ultimate cost is delayed action means delayed income. So every time you push things off, your business stalls. So that's the first reason why it can happen. Number two is executive dysfunction, ironic, as he can't get out his words, paralysis and avoidance. Why this happens, your prefrontal cortex, which controls planning, prioritizing, decision making, operates differently with ADHD. So when it's overwhelmed, it shuts down, making it hard to know when to start or where to start. And the cost of this is overthinking simple tasks until you burn out, feeling exhausted before you even begin, getting stuck in a loop of busy work instead of real progress. And the ultimate cost of this is you lack structure, which keeps your income inconsistent, because when you don't have a system, everything feels like chaos. So you've got to fix it. We need systems. We need systems to fix this. Systems is the way. Number three is rejection sensitivity or fear-based avoidance. ADHDers have something called rejection sensitive dysphoria or RSD, which makes us hypersensitive to failure and criticism. So our nervous system sees failure as a threat, and instead of pushing through, we avoid completely. So the cost of this might look like not posting content because you're afraid of judgment, not hiring somebody because you fear things going wrong with them, undercharging because you fear rejection, avoiding big moves that could scale your business because of the fear around it. It can also look like getting caught up in the busy work because you're afraid of letting go and other people doing it for you because they don't do it as well as you do it. And this ultimately caps your income because you're always going to hesitate to take the actions that actually grow your business. And that's why you need to fix it. ADHD time blindness is another thing, where your future will always pay the price. So ADHD brains have a struggle with future thinking. So we live in the now. And this makes us chronically underestimate how long tasks will actually take, which leads to last minute panic. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've given myself 5, 10, 15, 20, an impossible amount of things to do in a short amount of time, thinking, oh yeah, I can definitely get that done. I can definitely get that done. And then I feel this shame, this guilt, and I self-sabotage and I spiral because I don't get my 100 tasks done in the 5 minutes that I fucking gave myself it. And the cost of this is missed deadlines, high stress crunch mode, constantly feeling behind, and your business can't scale because you're always in survival mode. And you're not going to lead a team if you're constantly scrambling. And the ways to fix this is actually by learning the skill of prioritization and learning the skills of breaking down your tasks each and every week. One of the exercises that I give my clients is the 90-minute power planner. And I've got another training on this, but long story short, it helps you decrease overwhelm, declutter your brain, and then from there, you can break down the things that you actually need to do for the week, and then actually also get prepared for the week. So it's a direct counter against underestimating time deadlines and having time blindness. So definitely something that I would recommend that you get yourself involved in. So if you're an ADHD entrepreneur, you're tired of watching self-sabotage cost you time, money, momentum, here's the next step that I would recommend. If you haven't liked this video, go ahead and do it. If any of this has resonated for you, comment which thing you've noticed has popped up the most for you, whether that be low dopamine issues, executive dysfunction, rejection sensitivity, time blindness, whatever that is. But if you are seriously looking to let go of this and actually have success, what I would recommend that you do is click the link below, book a consultation with me, and let's start rewiring your brain for success. Because the sooner you break the cycle of these things, the faster you're going to start seeing results. I'm also going to tag a link in the description of where I talk about the 90-minute power planner, and you can get yourself going there as well. But the videos are only going to get you so far, and ultimately, as you guys know, with the executive dysfunction, you're not necessarily going to follow through on it anyhow. So if you actually want to fix all of the chaos that's going on, make sure to book a consultation call down below. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video.